Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Crypto Crow. This is going to be a quick one because my opinion's pretty brief. Recently, I shared an article. It was about 10:30 this morning. I shared an article related to the possibility that Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Gary Gensler has resigned from the SEC. Now, I'm seeing other YouTubers pick this up, and everybody is jumping for joy, and they're all thinking, "Yay! Finally, we're going to get some fairness and all kinds of stuff." The market has not moved from this news, and on top of that, the article, which is on thecryptoalert.com, came up on my all my security stuff, my softwares, all that stuff came up as malicious. So, and I don't know why. It doesn't say, nothing says specifically why it's malicious, but I would probably just stay off the article. My opinion is that if Gary Gensler would have actually resigned or had been fired or anything of that nature, the market would have moved because insiders would already know. Insiders are going to know this kind of stuff long before we do, long before the public finds out. Now, apparently the article is based off of the hearsay of an anonymous, whistleblower, whatever you want to call it, basically somebody who claims to be on the inside at the SEC. But of course, they're anonymous. Nothing has been confirmed. Nothing has been verified. Gary has obviously not said anything. And so while everybody's out there jumping for joy, thinking that, a new dawn is coming for crypto, I think the reality is going to be much different. And I hate to burst everybody's bubble on this. I originally posted it on Twitter, basically saying, hey, can anyone verify this? Of course, nobody can. I honestly doubt it's true. It could be. Okay, and I'm not, everything could be exactly what it is, but why would an anonymous, why would somebody on the inside at the SEC reach out to some unknown website and make such a claim? Like, if they were really trying to get the word out there, they would go to, one of the bigger, tier one websites, like Cointelegraph or something like that. And of course, that hasn't happened. And maybe they did, but Cointelegraph didn't want to bother putting it out because they thought it was nonsense. So I wouldn't get too excited about this, folks. I mean, I know it sounds good to some people, but, you have to keep in mind, too, for those of us in crypto that are all about the technology and we're doing well, I mean, we're about the profit potential as well, right? I mean, that's what ultimately inspires the interest in the technology. So let's just call it what it is. But we obviously have a much different perspective than the regulators seem to have. Anytime I see that Brad Sherman guy talk, I just want to throw up in my mouth a little. All he does is repeat the same bullshit over and over and over. He never offers anything new. He's like, I don't know. He's like a robot. He just says the same thing over and over. And he wants to make sure that these little sound bites are in every speech, congressional hearing, I mean, you name it. And it's kind of like, all right, let's get rid of these old folks who obviously have an old school interest in maintaining the current system as it sits, and bring in people. Can we start electing people that actually have an interest in this new technology, this new era where, we're able to, like, the general public is able to actually generate some wealth and some well-being for themselves, as opposed to the system that's constantly oppressing everyone, taxing the hell out of everyone, and restricting their ability to do very much with whatever they have left. Can we do something like that? Or is it really just about all of these major corporate interests that are lobbying these politicians and basically buying anyone with enough power to make a difference in any sort of law or legislature or bills? I see some of these people and they make me sick. There's no integrity whatsoever in so many of these folks. And, listen, Gary Gensler was once a major crypto advocate. And he obviously believed wholeheartedly that 90% or like 3/4 or whatever his numbers were in his MIT lecture that's already gone around the internet. He basically said the majority of cryptocurrencies are not securities. And now, given his current position, suddenly that's completely he did an about face on that. And, the way he's been running things has not been good for the crypto market. And I believe that there are higher powers involved. I don't think it really matters if it's Gary Gensler or a potential replacement. They are all going to be working for and appointed by the same administration that has the same mission. So keep that in mind. This is not about Gary Gensler's personal interest in beating down the crypto market. I just don't buy it. I don't believe it. He's too smart. He was in the crypto space teaching stuff about crypto at MIT, before he was the chairman of the SEC. He was appointed as somebody who was willing to say what the administration wanted him to say with a background that made him look as though he was going to be for us. That didn't turn out. The next person isn't going to either. If anything, this administration might appoint somebody with like rainbow hair and at least give us something interesting to look at, as they too are trying to destroy the crypto market for the powers that be, because they just don't want this stuff to thrive until all of their friends have their hands in it and everybody's ready to start launching all these rocket ships to the moon and maybe Mars. So until then, listen, don't get your hopes up. I doubt this is true. If it is, well, I'll be interested to see who the new appointee is. Hopefully they can stay out of people's luggage at the airport. Hopefully they can, maintain a realistic conversation. But who knows, man? I mean, anything could happen at this point. None of it really seems to make sense. But until next time, crow your coins, and I'll see you soon.